Hi guys, welcome back to a sunny, beautiful, very deer fly infested day at the cabin. You can see them buzzing around me here. They love the heat and they love the sun. Mosquitoes haven't been too bad, but the deer flies are insane right now. What I wanted to chat about today was my outdoor solar box. What's an outdoor solar box? That's a very good question. So when I designed the solar system in the cabin, I wanted a means to keep most of the componentry outside of the cabin. Batteries, inverters, solar chargers, they take up a big footprint. And because our cabin is less than 400 square feet for 3 of us and 2 large dogs, I wanted to try to keep as much of it outside as I possibly could. And that is where this guy comes into play. This is located around behind the cabin, and as you can see, I've broken it into 2 compartments. On the left side, I have the compartment where I hold my 2 batteries. These are both 200 amp hour batteries. They are energy batteries with a Bluetooth connection, which makes it very easy to see what your battery levels are. Now down the road, the intent is to insulate that portion of the battery box so I can try to keep them warm. We don't spend a lot of time here in the winter, but these are not cold rated batteries, unfortunately. I do have one cold rated battery which we've been using in the winter, but my plan is to insulate this and then run some type of a heating system on a thermostat. So I have a heating blanket and I have a portable thermostat that will just run off a 120 plug. Hopefully that will keep the batteries warm enough that they don't start to malfunction in the winter. Ultimately, if it doesn't work, I just put the one cold start battery in. Like I said, right now we don't spend a ton of time here in the winter, but we just need to get through sort of 1 or 2 nights at a time. And I can usually charge up the batteries before I come. On the other side of the battery box, you can see I have my 2000 watt inverter, also a Renogy product. And I have my 60 amp charge controller, which is also a Renogy product. I also run a small 12 volt fuse panel, which brings the 12 volt into the cabin for the lighting and our DC fans. I've also installed a single receptacle that's going to run off the 120. I have one open spot left on the 2000 watt inverter. That will run back to run whatever heating system I decide to use to keep the batteries warm in the winter. So obviously, if my plan is to keep the batteries warm, I also need to insulate that side. So I have a bunch of insulation laying around from when I insulated inside the cabin. My plan is to use that to insulate around the battery compartment to help keep those batteries warm when I have the heating system in place. Now, unfortunately, we have developed a mouse problem in the cabin, and I think that they're coming in through the opening there. I did put a little bit of steel wool in there to try to deter them. Now, obviously, I know steel wool is not a good idea to mix with wiring. I just kind of stuffed it in loosely, but it isn't keeping the mice out, so I'm going to have to come up with an alternate. They may be coming in another way in the cabin. I'm really not sure, but it is probably the fastest path for them to enter as well. Now, the box really has 2 open points. The first point is where the solar lines from the panels feed into the box. And the second point is where the componentry feeds from the box through the conduit back into the cabin. The thing I love about these deck boxes are they are completely watertight. No water ever gets in it. I picked it up at Costco. I have one on my back deck at home, which I just keep like my patio furniture cushions in, and they're always dry. That's sort of where I got the idea to use it. It's just a great component. It was only a couple $100, and it really made a difference here. And that's going to be all for today, guys. Leave me a note in the comments whether you like or hate my solar box idea. I think it's great. It really allowed me to eliminate the solar components footprint out of the cabin. I hope you enjoyed watching today. If you did, hit that like, and I appreciate it if you could hit a subscribe as well. I will leave a link around the screen to some of my other videos. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.